This is our Austin Grand Prix recap, if you couldn't tell.
If you couldn't tell, are you okay? Welcome to America, baby.
Yeah, hello and welcome.
Going through
my neck of the woods. I know so many people who are in Austin, and I'm like, are you going? And everyone's like, no. I'm not an F1 fan.
Loser!
I know. They're like, first of all, the traffic got worse. The bad traffic got worse. And then there's just like so many random people, which like valid. If you don't know what's going on and all of a sudden there's like a ton of people in your city, it's like, ugh, don't do that.
Thank you. Mate, I am glad every time the F1 comes to Australia. I'm glad I don't live in Melbourne. And like sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I did live here, so like I have somewhere to stay and I don't have to book accommodation. And then I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm glad I don't. I'll take one. I'll pay for the accommodation. It's fine.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. So anyways, as mentioned, this is our welcome back to Years in Glory. This is our United States Grand Prix recap. Shout out Britt, can't be here. She's out gallivanting elsewhere in Australia, living her best life. We have got commentary from her though to share. Yeah. There was a specific, hey, make sure that this gets on the pod. Yeah. So we will be doing that. But as you can see, I've got my Max Verstappen shirt on. I love the back of it.
Oh,
you can see it in the mirror. There I am.
Hey, girl.
In the mirror. So that you don't see into my bathroom.
I'm feeling like I should have worn my Max Verstappen hat, but like I didn't.
It's okay. Hats are different. All right, so we had a sprint weekend this weekend. So there were 8 more points for P1 up for grabs. And I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna go FP1 whatever. FP1 was whatever. Carlos Sainz had issues. Charles Leclerc had issues. They didn't get running, and then whatever. The sprint was so much more fun than the actual race.
Yes,
so much more happened.
Yeah, and that's why, like, to an extent, I like sprint weekends.
Yeah,
I think. I keep saying it, the format just needs to be adapted. Like, it needs to be like the
finishing. You need to have like at least 2 practice sessions.
Yeah, that too. And like, I think the finishing grid needs to be the starting grid for the actual race. It needs to go back to that. Otherwise you're playing for nothing.
So yeah, so instead of quali, you use sprint. So it'd be FP1, FP2, sprint quali, sprint, the race.
Yeah. Because otherwise how are we going to get K-Mag on pole?
Oh my God, I know. But yeah, I think the sprint was so much more entertaining. Let me back up a little bit here. So we had so many special liveries this weekend.
Insane.
Starting from even before on track. So we had Haas, they had the Stars and Stripes. I liked it. They didn't change any of the colors. They just changed up the design, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
VCarb did the chicken nugget guitar wooden situation. I think it looks like chicken nuggets. I cannot get over it. It looks like chicken nuggets and barbecue sauce.
I don't really know what it was meant to be.
It's like a specific wood on a guitar. They like had the picture of it. And like I think I understand it more in context of the guitar with like the gloss and like it is most likely like a iridescent type of wood or like a like texture or visual or whatever. But like printed on a shirt, I just was like, that's chicken nuggets and sauce.
Give me some sauce.
Yeah. Williams brought back the like 2002, 2004 maybe livery that Juan Pablo Montoya drove in. He took selfies with the car when they had it on display at like the fan zone. So that was super fun. I was obviously very excited about that piece.
Oh yeah.
McLaren had like the white. They like brought back the white and were like very Google Chrome Pro, Google Chrome this weekend. And then Alpine like just like somebody spilled highlighter on the car.
Yeah, like, and I'm at Alpine. I love you.
After the Wolverine, what is it? Deadpool and Wolverine last year, where they like committed to the bit. Yeah. Now it's just like, and then we'll put this on extra, and it'll be yellow, and it's like, I'm sorry, that's ugly.
Yeah. It looks really stupid. Like, you know how like the T cams, like half, like one for each team has the yellow.
Yeah.
I had to just do that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, it was just like silly. Like if you're gonna do like just don't do one then.
Yeah, you may as well not have.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 agree. Oh,
sorry.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I just got a little excited there. I swallowed a little bit too much spit. So anyway, so we have our special liveries. That was all. I liked the McLaren race. No, Mercedes. Sorry, McLaren race suit was white.
I was
It
about
was
to say
fine.
I hated the McLaren race suit.
No, I don't like it when they do the white and the papaya. When it's mostly white, I actually really don't like it. But
No,
Mercedes did like off-white with the crackles. I
yeah.
didn't mind it.
Mercedes is white in my head though. Like they're white, they're silver, they're black, or they're that like.
Okay.
But like
Okay, yeah.
every time I saw Lando like sitting wherever he was sitting, I won't say. But I kept thinking it was George, and I kept going, "How did he get there?" And it wasn't George.
Why is he suddenly so short?
Yeah, I was like, "What is happening?" And then somebody said,
Yeah.
oh, "Lando being, oh sorry, not Oscar being ignored," and I was like, "It's not George."
No, it sure ain't. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I liked the Williams one. I also actually really liked. But we all know I'm not beating the Williams allegations, the Williams fan allegations for sure. I did write down all my bingo card things, and that was one of them that I just like turned into a Williams fan this season, which I think has happened.
Yeah. Oh my god, when Brit's back, we're gonna have to do an episode like
Crossing everything off the
because
you guys are way ahead of my bingo card. I was re-listening to the episode to like take mine down, like write them down.
not good.
I was not
You
very
were
predictive.
unique though, didn't you?
I went a little crazy.
Yeah.
I went a little crazy.
I thought you were...
All right. Let's see. For FP1, I had that they cut to Jay Leno, which was wild, mostly because he just looks old. Like that was just crazy in terms of the passage of time. I was just like, if I saw that man on the street, I wouldn't recognize him. Like it was
weird?
jarring.
What a weird concept. So like you think you know someone's face and all of a sudden like they literally age and you're like, I would never recognize you otherwise.
No.
It messes with my head.
Absolutely. And there were some funny moments, I think, with FP1. That was when Isaac's engineer was like, Bodas on track, and Isaac is like, stop. He's not in the car. And then they cut to Valtteri in the broadcast, and he's like making eye contact with the camera, like, me? I'm right here.
He's like, I didn't do it. Whatever you're blaming me for, I did not do it.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
He's just trying to get off, and they're putting him back on track. He just wants a break.
Just jumping the gun a little bit with Cadillac. Let's see. Lance went off the track and they had a full red flag just to pick up the debris, not like a safety car or VSC or anything, which I think maybe was overkill. But I also like whatever. When safety's involved, like better err on the side of caution. But like it felt like it could have been a safety car.
I think every time it's practice, they just automatically go to a red flag anyway.
Oh, that's a good point.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if that's a thing or whether they just do it.
No, but that makes sense though. Yeah, so there was that. Carlos had an issue with his gearbox, so he was out pretty early in the session, and then Leclerc was out with 4 minutes to go in the session for some other issues. And then Isaac was having some more power issues again. But it was really interesting. The end of the session was Norris was first, then Hulkenberg, then Piastri, then Alonso, then Verstappen. So like that's what I think was so entertaining about practice to sprint, quality to sprint, to even just like the race of like there was so much mix up. Like this track was very much testing all of the teams.
Yeah.
So we can get through the bulk of the fun of it. Okay, I'm about to say something controversial.
Whoop.
I'm about to quote somebody who said something that might be controversial. So during sprint quali, you know I love the F1 TV team. I did post a reel of them. Oh my gosh, the broadcast. Okay, the broadcast was like kind of glitchy. Like the microphones were coming in and out. They were like kind of crackly. I was like, what's going on? Like, is it because it's October and all the Texan ghosts are messing with like the wires or something?
Yeah.
But they just like the F1 TV team just like standing and waiting for the broadcast to switch over to like the pre-recorded interview. Thought it was so funny. They were just like standing there serving absolute face.
Yeah.
But they cut to Hinch, James Hinchcliffe, otherwise known to me as Hinch and the rest of the F1 TV team as Hinch. He called the papaya rules a bizarre situation. He says that it seems unnecessary. The like additional interaction and the additional like I guess bid for control over the outcome through papaya rules. And then he said, I'm over talking about it being Singapore.
Yeah.
So I just think this raises something really interesting because we see a lot of incidents and we can get a little bit ahead of ourselves and talk about the sprint lap 1 turn 1, which holy insane. But I think it just like it's so pervasive that we keep talking about it, but like it's so out of the ordinary for things that we would talk about because I think the application of like the lens of papaya rules skews the way that people are thinking about it of like something that would ordinarily be like pretty normal and in the end of the day be like a whole lot of nothing of like yes Singapore like Lando should not have crashed into his teammate but then he did and then everything was fine like net it's a racing incident like should he have not crashed into Oscar? Yes. Did it also turn out okay? Also yes.
Yeah.
And then again with the sprint itself, like Oscar trying to take avoiding action, there being a car there, and then for that car there being Fernando Alonso also there, and then there's just like a 4-car wide sandwich that takes out both of the McLarens, and like the FIA also, just like in Singapore, called it a racing incident. But
Yeah.
it turns into so much more because we have been introduced to papaya rules by McLaren. So I just think it turns it into so much more than just what happens on the track and like almost inflates something that could be less than what it's made out to be because of the like history that we've had with these kinds of outcomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it leads into the point. Obviously, after Singapore, McLaren has said there are repercussions for Lando. Which Zach Brown says you won't be able to see them, but Lando says if you're clever, you will. But then it also brings the question: okay, the same style of incidents happen again. Are the repercussions taken away now? Does Oscar
Yeah.
like McLaren has really like dug a hole for themselves. The second they introduced papaya rules, whole new can of worms. Because
Well, and it's so interesting too, because it's like I feel like everybody has a different definition of like, if I ask you, like, what is papaya rules? Like, Oscar has been quoted, and I think I said this in the one solo debrief that I did recently of like, Oscar was quoted in some interview saying, like, papaya rules basically just means like, don't crash into each other.
Yeah.
But it's interesting too, because it feels like there's all these other elements of Oscar calling out, like, I thought we said that slow pit stops were not part of papaya rules. So it is so interesting of like, it's such a definite term for an amorphous and like really hard to define concept. Like everybody knows papaya rules as a phrase used to like blanket cover these like just like the hand that McLaren will have in things. But then when asked, like, I feel like everybody would define it differently and like it is so many things at the same time, which is just tough.
And I think that's what makes it hard because, like, I see like a lot of people obviously on social media complaining, like, even like I've seen Lando fans at this point saying like it seems more like papaya rules is to protect Lando more than both the drivers. And like that's the hard thing. Perhaps maybe that's not McLaren's intention, but when you are looking from an outside point of view and you do put everything side by side, who is papaya rules actually benefiting? Because it's almost getting to the point where it's not benefiting even McLaren. Like it's honestly just benefiting Max.
Yeah. Like they've got the constructors, but it's I think, and here's the thing that I think there's like the saying of like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? And I kind of feel like that's the trap that McLaren is falling in of like, I want both my drivers to feel like this is fair. And there is, we all have our unintended biases, right? So like, who knows how that's playing into favoritism or lack thereof. But I think that they're trying so hard to be fair and hold their drivers in inequality that it's biting all parties in the butt, basically, of like, yes, McLaren have the constructors now, that's fine, but like if they essentially don't put their weight behind one of the drivers right now, I think that, and like you've been saying this for a while, like you can't give Max Verstappen a statistic, you can't give him a mathematical possibility because he'll make it 100% happen. But like if they don't back one of their drivers, like Max is going to steal it, which like, am I wearing my Max Verstappen shirt? Yes. You know, do I think it would be incredible for the plot? Absolutely.
Yeah. Because like genuinely, I think that would be the biggest like fight back for a championship in history.
There would be no doubt that he's the GOAT of this generation.
Literally. And it's funny you say this, don't give Max Verstappen a statistic, because I actually saw somebody like gave like a genuine like spreadsheet of like, Max, this is all you have to do to win. Like, these are the exact positions you're going to finish. This is what the McLarens have to do.
Here's a how-to guide.
Literally, it was like win the sprint and the feature race in Austin, and it was like the McLarens have to finish 2 and 3. The sprint race, he finished first. Where the fuck were the McLarens? Sorry for the language, but like, where were they? They weren't even 2 and 3.
It was tough. It was tough to watch. I took my mom with me to watch the race, and she's an Oscar Piastri fan, and she just kind of suffered the whole time. She was just like, why are we doing so bad?
She's like, can we go home?
It was so cute. They go on board with Oscar. She goes, wait, who am I riding with? And I go, that's Oscar's car.
Oh, I love her.
I know, she loves him. She loves him.
Shout out to Maria. We love her so much.
Okay. All right. Let me run through sprint quali real quick, and then we can talk about the sprint a little bit more. Of some other things that go. But the Ferraris were really not competitive in the sprint. It was crazy. It's really good for them that Parc Fermé was lifted between the sprint and the race and like that qualifying. But yeah, the SQ1 had the weird thing at the end where like everybody tried to put in their last lap like seconds before the session ended. So they had this issue where like there was literally like 5 cars back to back lined up going into the final turn so they could start their flying lap. Yeah. And people were barely making it through. Like Charles barely made it through to do his last lap, which he needed to get out of the drop zone, which was scary. And he only made it up to P13, which I was like, Ferrari, please. I want to see at least P3.
I want to see P3 today, yeah?
I know, seriously. And then same thing in SQ2. Both Ferraris were like pulling themselves out of the drop zone. There were a lot of track limits was huge this weekend, especially in qualifying, but then in like the actual feature race, which we'll talk about later. And then I was just shocked that the sessions were so short. But Max put in kind of like George. Where did he put in his crazy lap? Was that Singapore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he put in an insane flying lap. And then Max did the same thing here. Put in basically the fastest lap, kind of followed himself up, but like just first off, right off the bat, got himself into provisional pole and then kept it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlos was P7. Both Williams, I think, were in. I don't know. I know at least Carlos was into SQ3.
I feel like I knocked out because of all the like traffic.
Oh yes, that's right. And then I think it was Colapinto that went through.
Yeah.
But yeah,
skid through.
They were talking about the qualifying head-to-heads. We'll have to do a follow-up at the end of the season of the Excel spreadsheet. I actually am woefully behind updating that, so.
I don't know if it was after sprint quali or normal quali, so I'm just going to say it now just in case, because I think it might have been sprint quali because of the traffic. It was really sad to see Yuki, because Yuki just keeps like...
he was so unlucky.
So angry with Liam. And he's always angry with Liam. He's always like, he's just there. He's always in my way. And he's
going slow on purpose.
Yeah. Babe, like, I don't even think he was anywhere near you to begin with. But, like, it's so sad to see. I think I said this to the group chat maybe, or I said it to Britt. I said it to somebody. But they used to live together. How have they gone?
No, they were best friends.
And being besties to this. Yeah. Like, that is sad.
Well, and that's the like, Red Bull of it all, too. Of, like, the swapping positions. And then it's all, like...
ruined them.
Like, Yuki must feel very good when he out-qualifies and outperforms Liam. Liam must have the same thing, and it's such a specific and like, they're so specific in their opposition and tied of, like, if like, one of us has to do better for one of us to feel better. You're never going to be able to tie. So someone's always going to feel bad. Someone's always going to feel good about it. Yeah. Just such an icky place to be with someone that you're, like, friends with.
Drive to Survive is going to eat this up.
Oh, this season's gonna be nuts. I can't wait to get like the background chatter of when they forget to take their mics off. They're talking about Singapore. They're talking about all of the racing incidents. They're talking about Austin. Like, I cannot wait. I can't wait.
Oh no, I did watch last season because they dogged George really bad in Singapore.
They like didn't talk about a lot of stuff that I wanted them to talk about in DTS. Like, I think there was like half of or a little chunk of an episode dedicated to Danny Rick, and I was like, this is like a way bigger storyline.
Yeah.
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 So, the sprint also had George attempted murder on Max. They both went off. It was just a racing incident. Yeah. Nobody got a penalty, but they were like just trying to murder each other. I love them.
I've really missed them trying to like kill each other. Like, was it 2023 Baku where George just like took out half Max's side pod, and they literally couldn't
Oh
have.
my gosh, where it's like the slow-mo and you can just like see the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And George was like, I didn't do anything, and Max was like, hello, my side pod's gone. Yeah.
Oh my God, now I know.
The good
Yeah.
times.
Worsties. If there's besties, then there's worsties.
Yeah. And that's
Let's see what else happened. Oh, Charles was driving and like really aggressively driving, racing Lewis. And he like does an insane move and then immediately goes on the radio and goes, sorry, I know that was a lot. Won't happen again.
he's like, it definitely will though. Mate,
Yeah.
but how much
It's just an incident.
yeah, not my problem.
Not
But, like,
my
how much
problem.
that Ferrari clearly struggled this weekend. Charles Leclerc did so good. Like, he is, like, I mean, Lewis too, obviously, but, like, arguably
Lewis has he's
a driver.
Lewis is hitting his stride too. I think he's like figuring it out. But did you see there were posts saying like Lewis sent letters to Ferrari leadership, which like crazy. Here's a strongly worded letter, like actually IRL.
Yeah.
Of like here's what I think about that I respect so much is like to write something down, you have to like process a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And choose the words that you want to use. I studied communication studies in college. So like the words that people use are super valuable to me. And so I'll read into those a lot. But like to sit down and choose language to share your point of view and share your recommendations, like that's a lot of investment and thought, which I think shows a lot about where Lewis is with regard to Ferrari. And I know that there's so much conversation of like, is he regretting it? Is this going to be like his lot? Like, what's it going to be? How long is he going to stick around the sport if he's going to be doing poorly? Like, he's not. I think him doing not as well as maybe we all would have expected is the gap between our understanding and the drivers actually like getting into a new team. Mm-hmm. It's not just like you like rented a car. Like there is a whole different set of people in there with you. It's like it's like going from like PC to Mac or something, right? Like it's completely different. All the shortcuts are different. The people that you're working with are different. It's like obviously he has a new job, so there's like it's literally that. Like when you go to a new job, there's all these platforms. Like when I started my job, we have Jira, which is by Altacian, which is the naming sponsor of the Williams F1 Racing. But yeah, actually shout out, I really like Jira. But like learning Jira or like learning a new platform like that is like always really tough.
Yeah.
This is not sponsored, by the way. I just need to point that out. I just really like Jira.
If you want it to be.
Let me close a ticket. Williams. Yeah, you guys can sponsor us. I'll talk about Jira.
I don't think Lewis cares. Like this is you're gonna all call me insane.
Really?
I don't think he cares. Ferrari,
cares about what? Hold on, explain more.
I don't think he cares about anything. I think he doesn't care whether he does well or does bad with Ferrari. Okay. He doesn't really care about what these next 2 years in F1 looks like. He went to Ferrari to check off a bucket list before he retired.
I do think he wants to retire from Ferrari.
Oh yeah, he will do like this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after, and he'll be gone. I genuinely think it's just to tick off an item on a list. I don't think he like thinks he's gonna win another title. I don't think he's gonna do well. I think it's genuinely I want to race for Ferrari in F1 once in my life.
And then leave from there.
It is.
I agree with that. I feel like I agree with that to a degree. I do think he wants to like do well, but I don't think he's in it for, I mean, you gotta figure they're all kind of in it for the championship at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the realistic
thinks it's gonna
yes,
happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's tough. Well, and it's tough when you've got like he was the GOAT, right? Mm-hmm. I fully back that. Like I feel like the GOATs have been like Senna, Schumacher, Lewis,
Lulu.
And then
Taxi.
And then Max. Obviously Max is the absolute GOAT. I went and watched with a friend who doesn't watch F1 today, and he was like, how come he can put it in first if his car's not even that good? And I'm like, he's just the best. He's just like the best driver.
He can just drive. I don't know.
Like he's just like magic.
I genuinely think that if you put him in that Sauber, he could like pinch the like maybe a podium, but like the top 10 every single weekend without fail.
Yeah. Well, and who was it that was saying, somebody did an interview, gosh, I can't remember. I should start saving these videos when I see them. But it was like, if we got Senna, Schumacher, and Max all in the same car, Max is out driving them, which is a crazy thing to say because
Yeah.
like accounting for the machinery part of it. Because it's like, okay, Senna in a Senna era car, Michael in a Michael era car, Max in a Max era car. Like obviously Max is going to be the fastest, but
Yeah.
like to put them all in equal machinery, which is also something that oh my God, they should do a race after the end of the season where they just do some base level F1 car or just put them all in an F2 car that's exactly the same and let them drive that. I would kill. Oh my God. I would love to see that.
No, because genuinely, if the cars were equal machinery, okay, take out Max. If the cars were equal machinery without Max, Gabby Bortoletto would win every weekend.
You think?
Yeah.
Over George or Charles?
Yeah.
Really?
That man can start P22 and win a race. Like,
He is such a good driver.
I don't know how much of like his like feeder series like career you like have seen or watched or anything, but like he's a good driver. And I mean like Isaac had
Well, we know that. He's been out driving Nico
yeah.
in equal machinery. Nico, who's been in the sport for very long. Not like Nico is not the best of all of them. He is a good driver though. Like, don't misunderstand me. I think Nico Hulkenberg is a good driver. I think he has a degree where he's been unlucky also. But oh my God, wait, did you see what Alonso posted on his Instagram story after he got sandwiched in that crash? He was like, luck has flatlined or something. Hit rock bottom or something. Gosh, I need to find it.
Why is he so funny for an old man?
Because he's an old man.
Yeah. No, but over the radio he goes, ooh, big sandwich or something like that.
Yes.
So, like, not, but like so funny. I was like, yeah, big sandwich.
Oh my God.
Literally so funny for what? No, but it's really ironic how well the Mercedes, that's really hard to say. Mercedes did really well. Mercedes did really well in the sprint race.
Oh, and this year's luck meter flatlined.
Fernando.
I love him. He's so funny. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I don't even know what I'm saying, but anyway, Fernando needs to come back. Like, even once he retires, he needs to be in F1 somehow still. Like, I don't know.
Please.
Be the FIA director, boss, whatever.
Did you see that woman who's running for president?
Yeah.
I think they're going to reelect MBS, which that is what it is, I guess. But, like, she's kind of getting, like, a lot of traction, at least from what I'm seeing. And I would love that. I would love a woman to be in charge.
And you know what? She's efficient.
She's a driver, too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess MBS did rally, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But
I don't know that I like him very much.
Within minutes.
Yeah.
So, I think she can get it done. If you can respond to an email that quickly, you can do anything, I fear.
Yeah.
Getting so many emails. Like, I'll be upset if she doesn't win, but like, realistically, I don't think she will.
Yeah, it's just a bummer. But we're rooting for her.
Fat bummer, dude. What do you say?
Fat fucking bummer.
Fat fucking bummer, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so good. Hitting the dude at the end of that is so good. Yeah, pardon my French mother if you listen to this. Let's see what else happened in the sprint. The sprint was very exciting at the beginning. George tried to kill Max. The Ferraris were racing. Ocon got taken out by Lance, and then we ended under safety car. It was like really excessively, like, unfortunately boring at the end. Like, it kind of sucked.
Oh, yeah. Anything that finishes under safety car is crap, though.
No, yeah, sucks. They were like, maybe if there was one more lap.
I think I dead set turned it off because why would I watch it finish under safety car? The last time I went, no.
Yeah. But nothing more anticlimactic I've written here. Yeah. But we had the sprint podium was Max, George, and then Carlos, which was very exciting, and they got their little belt buckles. That was so funny. They were putting them, they weren't like holding them like normal. They were like, and then this is where my belt buckle goes. It was so funny. Sometimes I forget they're just like little boys inside.
Yeah, they're just like...
Any man you see is also inside a little boy.
There are no men.
No. Little boys in grown man bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, but that's kind of just where Mercedes' luck ended. Just like...
Yeah. I don't know. This weekend was just like everybody kind of sucked, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like...
Except for Charles.
Yeah, no, the Ferraris came back for quali. So yeah, so we finished the sprint race. The Ferraris come back after Parc Fermé is lifted. Oh, I never put my... What? I never put the actual race notes in the notes document. Whoops.
So,
I know, sorry,
fun
slacking.
job. Glad she has
But
one job, I'm sure.
um the for quality the Ferraris came back, which was very exciting. Oh, super unfortunate. Hated to see it.
Oh,
First one of the first cars out, I know, I have to say it. One of the first cars out, Isaac out and then basically immediately into the wall.
you know what? I wasn't paying attention properly to qualifying. Like, I just had it on and I was like doing things, and I hear, "Oh no, red flag," or whatever it is, and I was like, "What? Who?" And I saw the bloody like Racing
V
Bull.
carb. Yeah.
That thing. I'm so
That whatever they're called.
that team, Baby Red
Yeah.
Bull. And I saw it and I was like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "Oh, Hadjar," and I was like,
I know. It was such a bummer. He has and the thing is he's such a good driver. He's such a good driver.
"He's so good." It's just like dead set luck has sometimes been on his side this season. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, had the podium, whatever, but like, that kid is unlucky sometimes. And like, if he gets
Yeah.
that unfortunate luck continues.
That's what's crazy too, because next race, where are we? We're in Mexico. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's Mexico that the F2, what's his name? Arvid Lindblad, he's confirmed to drive FP one of the practice sessions.
I think so. Yeah, and we got Luke Browning in for Williams. I love Luke Browning. He's
I
very
love
like
seeing
Max.
I think that that's a good rule that they have is like the 2 sessions or X amount of sessions a year where a F2 driver has to be in for an F1 team because that's like literally partial paving of their path to F1 and that's like the whole point. I do think it's a little complicated because it feels like there's more drivers in the feeder series than there are usually spots available because of the amount of time people end up spending in F1. But it's crazy because it's like do I think Charles still has like a handful of good years under his belt to spend in F1? Yes. Do I think Fernando's still racing really well? Yes. Is he also the oldest and probably going to be one of the first ones out to open up one of those spots? Also, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
it's tough because you see people lose spots that maybe
yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah, and that's so sad because like Jack Crawford, he's like finishing this season in F2. He's in the Aston Martin Academy.
Hello.
I could not think. I nearly said Sauber, and I was like, "That's not it. What is the other green one?"
No, having a conversation is me on the phone with myself trying to get me to respond so I can actually say something. I'm like, hello,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
hello, brain, are you there?
No.
But yeah, no, that's a sad thing. Like, obviously, he's talented. He's doing really well, and whether he wins the F2 championship, which he could this year or not, he's out of F2 next year because he can't afford to do it again.
Mm.
And like, we keep losing these brilliant drivers to IndyCar. Dennis Hauger left F2 for IndyCar.
Which is so fair because like how long
Yeah.
are you supposed to wait? Well, and then it's crazy because actually this is news that's been ongoing is Alex Palou, his court case with McLaren. I haven't followed that very well, but to my understanding, I think you know more than me. Alex Palou was promised essentially a McLaren F1 seat that was then given to Oscar basically, which like whatever. It is what it is now. Oscar's doing as well as he is doing now, which is awesome. Alex Palou freaking sweeping IndyCar. So, but like that is so like because there is an amount of overlap, but that's something that I've heard people talk about of like if you spend too much time in Indy, like there's a point at which you will finish your career in Indy and you will not touch Formula One.
Yeah. And that's like 2 interesting points from that, actually. You've just sparked my brain. But like, first of all, I hope Alex Palou is countersuing McLaren. I hope he is countersuing because I fear he has a little bit of a case there for like emotional distress at least. Because like, yeah, he broke his contract, but so did Zach. He promised him a seat that he never got. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and that's I learned this in business school and university that a verbal agreement is technically a contract.
Yeah, as long as
If
there's
both
like
parties agree.
yeah, if you agree to like the time, place, this, that, whatever, and like a price, you're in. But like that, you get stuck in IndyCar point. There's the whole rumors or the supposedly was set to be announced over the weekend, just gone, but didn't happen. Colton Herder to F2. which
Oh, interesting. How old is he?
I didn't think he was that young, but I
Yeah,
mean,
me
if you want to
neither.
get to F1, that's the way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah. Go up through the feeder series like everybody else and just like win it and get your name in the put your what is it, hat in the ring?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
Also, did you see that post that was like such and such paid $2.5 million or whatever to drive in that F1, the McLaren free practice session?
Who?
It was, I can't remember who it was. Maybe like Rio, whatever his name is. I don't know. One of their like who have done their FP sessions recently. He apparently paid like $2.5 million to race in the session, and everyone's like, "What? What? Why are you surprised?"
Yeah, I
Like,
mean it's like a gentleman's sport, as in like it's all money.
it's so competitive to like get in there. Of course, you're gonna have to pay a stupid amount of money to like help your way in. I don't know. Maybe I'm insane, but like, I just think it wasn't a
No, it
surprise
is.
to me.
It's not set up for like the Esteban Ocons, like the normal people to
Yeah,
get in.
yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
He's lucky he got in when he did.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's so much of a money game. Well, and like, I don't know, there's always the argument of like Lance Stroll at his father's team, right? Like that's always so complicated. And my argument is, and I don't even really like Lance Stroll that much.
We
I
just
know
think,
I've been on the record as a Lance Stroll defender in the past, so like maybe this isn't a surprise, but I feel like he's not my favorite, but he's also not the worst. Like
no.
definitely like, and I hate to say this because I do actually like him. Like when Logan Sargent was in, Logan Sargent was probably the worst of the best 20. So like within, within reason, like within that definition, like you're the worst of the best, like you know what, I'll take it.
Bad, yeah.
But like Lance Stroll isn't even at the back of the grid usually. Like he's not last.
That's what I don't get. I genuinely, we've gone so off track, but I genuinely don't understand how people are like, no, Lance Stroll's the worst driver. Or that thing where they're like, I'm watching 19 drivers and Lance Stroll race around a track.
He's not bad.
Really good.
Yeah. I
Because
don't
like,
know.
it only comes, like, being like his dad's son, it only comes to a certain point before his dad would even say, get out of here. If he
Like
was
I'm
really,
sure Lawrence Stroll still wants to make money off of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I have to say,
Yeah. Well,
someone,
anyways,
I'm
I think
shocked
that also,
to remember that men drive F1 cars.
yeah.
Like, I genuinely, every time I'm like, oh, men race F1, it shocks me because I don't know why, but in my head, F1 is a woman's sport. I
I
have.
can't wait until we get our first female F1 driver. Abby Pulling. I'm waiting patiently.
Yeah. And you know what? I fear once we get our first female, the grid's going to pretty quickly fill up with females.
There's so many good drivers. Leah Block got her first win this season. Like that setup, I do really enjoy of F1 Academy that the prize isn't like that you win it. The prize is like we will fund your next season.
Mm-hmm.
The prize is another opportunity, and what better like thing can you win is more chances to get in.
Yeah. I think literally the only way they could improve it would be if they could fund an F3 seat. Because like GB3, they're not quite going backwards, but like they're not really going forwards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the big thing for that is like they'll be concurrent with male drivers or like male identifying drivers. So like that offers more parity in like the judgment of like it being co-ed. And it isn't not co-ed. So the double negative got me. Like it's fun. It's like there's no rule that says you can't, like this is men's only. There's no rule that says that. But like functionally it is. So I do enjoy that like then they're being graded against their peers of the other gender identification and stuff like that. So like that I think is what gives them a bit like it's not a step back and it's not a step forward either, but it's like half a step forward because like you're not. What is Freca?
For Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine? I don't know, but it's like the step below Formula 3 usually.
Okay.
Most of the Formula 3 for next year have come up from Freca. Like, that's kind of just where they look. I think they sent Abby Pulling to Freca. So I don't know why they've gone to GB3 now.
She was also in Formula E car recently.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's going to end up in Formula E. Like, they're going to... F1's gonna miss their shot with her, and she's gonna go to Formula E because they are treating.
That's one that I don't know, like how much they communicate, like how much you can overlap a Formula E to F1.
I think that's the only place Karun Chandok did well. I think he did okay in Formula E. I'm pretty sure it was him, and he just obviously was trash in F1. He did 11 races.
That's tough. But yeah, well, because I know Formula E has like, which I kind of love just as terminology. I think they have attack mode, which I think is going to be similar to the manual overtake.
Is that? I don't really understand a lot of the new regulations. I think
we're gonna have to do an episode about it.
Yeah.
So that we understand how to talk about them, and also everybody listening understands what they are.
Fuck that.
Yeah, first I need to know what's going on. First of all.
Yeah, no.
Okay, let's see. Quali, let me run through Quali really quick.
Okay, yeah.
So Quali was very sad. Alex Albon put in the last this is where it wasn't sprint quali, it was quali. Alex Albon put in a really good lap, but he got track limits, so he ended up getting out.
Yeah.
And Colapinto went through instead. Lots of track limits in Q2. And then Q3 was where Max put in his hell of a lap first go. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, we're behind schedule for your last flying lap. Like, you've got to push. And then he like didn't make it in time, but he just like got pole anyway.
Yeah.
Just so funny. Like, it's the meme. It's the does nothing gets pole.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Once again, don't give Max Verstappen a statistic. Don't give him a challenge. Don't tell him anything. I think we should all ignore Max Verstappen and see what happens.
He would leave. He'd go drive WEC.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here, guys. I've got a Ferrari sitting there waiting for me.
Yeah, and an actually fast one.
Yeah.
Oops. All right. The race we talked about a little bit. There was some tire strategy going on, and can we talk about Ferrari actually did good strategy this time? And I hate that I have to say actually.
No. Actually, that's what I think it was Crofty. He was like just scanning over to the Ferrari pit wall. He's like, I know we like give them a lot of trash for like their strategy sometimes, but like
I think they might have actually done something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was crazy. I didn't listen because I was watching it at an event. I didn't listen to F1 TV, which made me very sad because I missed Alex Jakes and David Coulthard and Julian Palmer, and they were all there, and I was very sad. But I did listen to Martin Brundle and Crofty. Yes.
They said some questionable things.
I wasn't really listening to them at the end. Oh, they said something at one point, more black and white flags in Pirates of the
Caribbean. Yes.
It was so funny.
There was someone, I think it was like, okay, sorry for the spoiler. McLaren's were obviously struggling with their tires towards the middle and end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was Crofty or Brundle. It was one of the two. They said something about, but yeah, you know what? Like, we've not had a hot race in a while, so they're struggling with tires. Singapore was the last race. That's the hottest on the calendar? What do you mean?
Both of them had heat warnings or heat advisories or whatever. Okay. Or hazard, whatever the terminology is.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that Texas was that hot. But regardless, we've not had a hot race in a while. Like 2 weekends ago, we had one, guys.
The previous race, actually.
Yeah. So I was like, that's
yeah.
But
no, it was insane.
Race start was like, it was clean, but it was beautiful. It was Charles. I don't know how many times I'm going to say his name this episode. Oh my God.
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was so clever. I was cheering. I was like the only person cheering. Nobody was cheering at this event. Like things were happening and I was clapping going, yes. I know. Everybody was just sitting. So I need to go back to the bar that I usually watch them at because it's you can't hear anything when you're in there. It's the best place to watch.
I want to come to America just to come watch a race with you because we don't even have a sports bar around here that does that.
That's really sad.
Sports bar, the Star Casino in Sydney.
Well, it's also inconvenient times because, like, what the bar that I go to will do is they do a lot of Premier League matches also. So it's like always early in the morning. They're just like it's an Irish pub, so they're like used to opening at like 5 a.m. Yeah. And so then the race is at 5 or 6, and they're like, yeah, these people can come in too, and then they'll get a breakfast burrito and a Guinness, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Actually,
can't complain.
The only race I've watched on a sports bar was 2024 Hungary. I was bawling my eyes out in the middle of a sports bar.
Did anybody cheer or react or anything?
Yeah, but the problem
Okay,
was
good.
a lot of like Max Verstappen, Mercedes fans around me. I
It
wasn't
is
very
funny to see what people are wearing and like quietly judge them for it.
and I mean
Make
I
sure
love
not to sit next to them.
it was a rough race for those fans to be nearby.
Yeah, yep. Yes, sure was.
Yeah.
Let's see what else happened during the race. Yeah, the start was beautiful. So Charles up on Lando in turn one, up to P2. Oscar made it up to P5 in the first lap. And then there was a little moment between Ollie and Ollie and Carlos, where they were like I know, they were trading places back and forth for a little bit there. But yeah, honestly, after the first turn, it kind of got boring. I will say the thing that kept me entertained, slash the thing that was the majority of the broadcast, Lando and Charles.
Thank God you said that.
Max took it and ran away,
He was like
as
7 seconds
usual.
ahead within a few laps. Like,
No, it was nuts.
welcome back 2023, Max Verstappen. Like,
Literally.
how have we seen this so many times again? Like in this second half of the season, and like this is why I keep saying like McLaren need to be careful because he's back. He's back. But no,
What's the one there's like a horror movie with Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween maybe? I don't know, but it's like the bad guy has died so many times, and then they were like advertising the movie, and it's like he's back, and they cut to like the slasher with like the knife. He's
no
back.
That's
Max. I'll find
no,
it. I'll send it to you after.
genuinely defended that entire race. Like
He
he was
was
not letting.
working hard, and then he comes on the radio. He goes, "Track limits for North."
Yeah.
Hey, this guy over here. He's doing something that's not allowed.
It was so funny because like literally a few laps beforehand, it was Kimi and Carlos crashed. Carlos went down the inside. Obviously, Kimi didn't see him close the door, and they spun. Carlos is out, and Crofty goes, you know, like you can't turn your head because of the Hans device, but like those mirrors.
The mirrors are basically nothing. Yeah.
And then cue Charles Leclerc looking in his mirror and seeing that, he goes, "Oh, I guess they do kind of work." Like that wasn't his exact words, but it was something to the effect of that. It was just so funny because it was just like he was like, "They don't work." So, oh, maybe they do a little. So,
When you're Charles Leclerc, yeah, they do.
Anyway, Ferrari can work out how to make their mirrors work, just not their car.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit more hooked up this weekend. It was like a little bit more. It was doing more this weekend. But yeah, let's see. The other radio that I took down was George saying Piastri seems slow, and my mom suffered.
She was like, "Don't say that to me."
I know. She was like, "Boo, this guy." But then I think she decided that she does like George Russell by the end of the race. She goes, "Actually, I think I like him."
He's so funny. Oh my god, they posted like the Mercedes at the beginning of the week posted the photos of their race suits, like with like the cowboy hats and everything.
Yeah.
George like posing, and I showed Mum a photo of George, and I said, "Cowboy Ken," and she goes, "Is that a real person?" I said, "That's George Russell."
He looks actually. That's so valid. He kind of looks AI. His eyes are way too blue to be real.
No, genuinely, like he looks like. I mean, Woody more so, but like he looks like a doll. Put him in the or something. I don't know.
His skin. George Russell dropped the skincare routine.
Dead set. Oh my
god.
He's just like he's perfect. Like I don't mean George Russell, but like he's perfect. I want to see, you know, those TikTok people that do like the like perfect face thing and they like change everyone's face.
Yes, they did. The one that we talked about with Max Verstappen, and they were like, he's not handsome.
He's not.
And I was like, listen, there's some pictures of Max Verstappen where I would disagree with you.
I don't know, man. Since something in the waters since he became a dad.
He has aged well. He looks better now than when he like joined F1. When he was a kid,
awful.
No, thank you. Awful. Maybe 2023 on, and I'm like, you know what? There's something about that.
Yeah, no, like 2016, whatever. He looks like he needed braces. Like not
sure he did.
Straight because he looked like a baby.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So I don't know. Don't know about that.
Yeah, let's see the rest of the race because there's also I want to talk about the Passenger Princess that came out. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't watched it yet, but
I know. So good.
So good.
Let's see. Yeah, literally the last thing that I have is that Max only hit the back markers by lap 54 of I think 56. So like the track was long, which I like. I get a little frustrated when like the issue is like, oh, we're passing the back markers, and like that can ruin your race, which like is part of the sport, but also it's like almost like an additional variable to account for. That's like, and then you
Yeah.
have like your Franco Colapintos who are like, and I don't care if I have a blue flag, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah. I'm gonna cause some chaos. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
but
almost like feels more boring when they catch cars. I can't explain it, but it's like, oh, you're too quick. I don't know.
yeah. 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 So he only hit the back markers by lap 54. Max Verstappen got the Grand Slam. Oh, you know what? It's sprint quali pole, the sprint quali pole race win.
Yeah. And did he
Okay.
get fast in the race by the end of it? Because he got fastest
I
lap in the split.
Oh, I don't remember. I have to look that up because part of the last thing I have is just to check the standings to see the point differentials.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles got P3. He got driver of the day. I personally, and this was out of character for me because I love voting for Charles Leclerc for driver of the day, I voted for Yuki. Because
Oh.
Charles went P3 to P3, Yuki went P13 to like P7.
Yeah.
So like I kind of thought that that deserved some attention. He wasn't even in the list. It was all like I think it was Charles, one of the Mercedes, and Lewis were up there. And I'm like, oh, thumbs up. I'm like, they went from their position, their starting position to their ending position. And which like I love because I did write down Charles on the podium where he belongs.
Yeah. I mean, if Charles kept P2, if he didn't let Lando with dead tires,
That would have been driver of the day.
I would have been
for
like,
me.
okay, driver.
Yes.
I didn't
But
actually
yeah.
vote for driving, but I was tossing up. I kind of wanted to vote for Charles, but that threw me off. So then I'm kind of glad I couldn't vote because I didn't know who to vote for.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard because I feel obligated to vote. But then if I don't know who I want to, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I wrote down. The cooldown room was boring to me. Oh, at the end of the race, Hamilton had a possible puncture, and Oscar was like actually getting pretty close to like trying to pass him. If the start finish line hadn't been so far back on the straight, I think he would have passed Hamilton.
Yeah.
At the end of it. But yeah, welcome back F1 outro because we had the Dutch national anthem. The confetti was very cute, and I don't know. But to be honest, I think we've made a lot out of this episode for a race that really didn't. I mean, we're lucky we had the sprint.
Yeah.
Because this race was boring. I'm so sorry. It was. The action was Max went ahead, Lando passed Charles, then they both pit, then Lando passed Charles again.
Yeah.
That was it.
Really, the only like exciting parts was when Lando was getting close to Charles, and Charles was like,
no. There was one moment where like Alex Albon passed maybe Kimi, and he got like really close behind. That was like, oh, like even got a reaction in the cooldown room. That was like the only thing they reacted to.
I have to say, while I was watching the race, I just remembered I had a really funny thought. I actually giggled while I was driving. The way Charles Leclerc was defending against Lando was as if he was like helping Max Verstappen win the championship, because he thought if Max won, that was like a joint championship and he was also winning. Like that's how hard he was defending. Like anything to stop the McLaren's.
Yeah, I love when Charles gets attention. Period. But also like because I think it showcases how like I like when people talk about like really good drivers, they're like, oh my God, Max. And then George has been having a really good season, which he has. And I don't think we talk about it enough. But also, Charles has been carrying Ferrari. And all we ever talk about is how Ferrari has been having a tough season. How about the parts of it that have been good?
Yep. Genuinely. I've also pulled up the driver's standings. Max Verstappen is exactly 40 points behind Oscar Piastri. And he is less than 30 behind Lando. He's what? 16? 26? He's 26.
Oh my God.
26 points behind Lando and 40 behind Oscar. All I'm saying is if he doesn't win, I think he's coming second. But in saying
that is McLaren's to lose.
It is. That's the problem. It is. And I think, unfortunately, they're going to lose it. I mean, unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe they deserve to lose it because they've been a bit silly.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people, I keep seeing a lot of people being like, you know, they can't just pick a driver. There's only like a 14-point gap. Which, no, there's not. Yeah, there is. I am good at math. It's fine. There's only like a 14 gap. Why can't I speak? There's a 14-point gap Hey! Oh my god.
We got there in the end. You know what? It's okay. It took a little spin, took an adventure.
I think I've genuinely had a stroke. Like, I don't even mean that in a funny way.
No, I think it's when I'm around though, because it happens when we're recording.
Yeah, you're the problem. There's only a 14-point gap between the McLaren, so everyone's like, they can't choose a driver to push for the championship.
They need to. They need to pick the guy who's in front.
This
if it's 1 point, you need to back one of them if it's 1 point.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Someone needs to be pushed because, like I keep saying, and I will keep saying, Max Verstappen is going to snatch the championship, and look at him.
I think he should.
He did that.
Like, oh my god.
God. He had like a 5 race win gap between himself and the leader, and now he's 40 points behind. Like, not even.
No, he like, and that's the thing. Like, the teams have stopped developing their current car. All eyes are on 2026.
Yeah.
And that's when Max does his best. When the cars have parity, he is going to be, because he is the best driver. Full stop. Yeah. But yeah, I was following up on, we already spoke about it, but I just want to reinforce that Britt agrees with us that like the racing incidents that we've seen in the sprint and in Singapore are just racing incidents. People need to leave them alone. They're nothing more than what they are.
Yeah.
We are just so, this is me now, my opinion. We're just so, our perspectives are just so warped by the presence of papaya rules and what that does or doesn't mean and how that does or doesn't play into things and what that should and shouldn't mean. Like that, like everything, I think that's the issue is like there's no clear definition of it.
Yeah.
That it's just like a catch-all for so many different things that like when you invoke papaya rules, it's like people are like, what really is that? It only feels like it kind of, it just feels so, and like, again, I get that we're trying to be fair, but like, I think in trying to be fair, they're doing a disservice to their drivers.
Yeah.
As backwards as that sounds, like, wouldn't you want your team to be fair? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be deprioritized compared to my teammate. But then, like, you should just, this is cutthroat, what I'm about to say, but then you should just be the best and earn the support. That's the sport that you're in.
Yeah. You know what? The only incriminating thing that came between McLaren in Singapore, the only incriminating thing, and let me remind you, lap 1, turn 1 was a racing incident celebrating the Constructors' Championship without Oscar Piastri. I don't care who you're a fan of. I don't like either of the drivers from McLaren all that much, if I'm honest. I don't care who you're a fan of. That's disturbing. And the video
that hurts.
In the media pen, seeing on the TV them celebrating and him just going, broke my heart.
Nobody came down to get him. Like, that's the part that, like, I'm sure, like, I know, who was it that was talking about this? Somebody was talking about this. Maybe it was, like, James Hinchcliffe has a podcast. Maybe it was them talking about it, of, like, the media pen is a place where they have to go by the rules after the race. Like, if you're not on the podium, you have to go to the media pen after. Yep. I'm sure they would have made an exception for Oscar to arrive, leave to celebrate, and then come back.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying too, and like a little bit in defense, I think it was like not at an organizational level, but like an individual level of just like a bunch of McLaren individuals wanted to celebrate. Lando was closer in proximity, so he got tugged in because he was leaving the podium. Yeah. Right. So like in Lando's defense a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, but like you should have talked about that with your team beforehand. Like, if you have the chance to win it at every race, you should have a reminder. Maybe this is just the corporate in me, but like we do so many trainings of like, if this is going to happen, here is how you need to respond.
Yeah.
Like, that's important because then, especially for a team that seems to care so much about the media perspective, that's something that happened. That's a fact. Oscar was not made to be part of the Constructors' Championship celebration on the podium. Yes, he was part of the other, but like the comment sections of the McLaren posts were not letting them forget that.
No, I loved it. And that's why I say McLaren was incriminating, because Lando was even at the back of the group. He was at the back of them.
He was like, I have to go to the media pen.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a common thing I saw on social media. Most people were saying Lando wasn't even on the podium with them. Why are you complaining? He was just pushed to the back and squished. You could barely see him.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was more of like a bunch of people who happened to work for McLaren were very excited than like a purposeful thing, but also like as an organization, when you care so much about the media image, you need to prep for that kind of things. And like,
just think for 1 second. Like, I don't know, pull a Ferrari, we are checking. Just take a minute and then go. Like, far out.
we're checking. We're running the numbers again, actually. Really quick. Hold on.
And Oscar.
Let me get my abacus out. I need a couple minutes to get through this and just buy some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only like incriminating thing from there. But
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think it'll be tricky. I think if Max wins it, I will be probably, and unfortunately, the most excited because he'll have come from the back just to prove to everybody that he is that bitch, basically. And I think it'll feel a little weird if either of the McLarens win it. Either way, it's going to feel a little less exciting.
Seeing the number one on either of those McLarens wouldn't sit right. And like, that's a good point. Which of the McLaren drivers would put the number one on their car if they won the championship? Because I don't think Oscar would, and I think Orlando would consider it, but I don't know if the 4's too much of his brand.
Yeah. That's so interesting that you bring that up, because then I'm thinking of Max having the one. Max MV33 like wasn't really a brand. LN4 feels like a brand.
Yeah.
OP81 feels like a brand. I don't know if that's just because that's what they call their like merch stores.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think either of them, regardless of whether they should, because like, when else are you going to be able to do that? Right?
And Oscar could do so much with that because his number's already 81.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Like
he could just do like a cross it out.
Yeah.
Or like turn it on the side and it's infinity because I'm a champion forever.
Yeah. There is
Oscar Piastri, if you would like to use these ideas for your merch, just let us know.
Copyright them, but you can like buy them for cheap. Don't worry.
If I get a piece of merch, you can have the idea.
Yeah. Free.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all I have for the Austin, the USGP.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I don't know, man. I fear I like the like outside factors of Austin a lot better than I actually like the Grand Prix. Like seeing like the videos of them like going to try fucking Texas barbecue. I don't know, stuff like that. I think I enjoy.
Wait, did you see the video Oscar posted where he tried to do no filler words and he's just listing the things that he ate? I had brisket. I had mac and cheese. I had beans.
On a real note though, those beans look so good.
Okay, here's the thing. I kind of love a baked bean. Baked beans are actually so good when they're done correctly.
Okay, hold on. I fear we have different ideas of a baked bean. Baked beans come in. That's a green bean.
Green. Okay. Bush's baked beans are like what I'm talking about in terms of baked beans. Green beans are just green beans.
Yeah, that's what he was eating.
Green beans?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was eating baked beans.
Okay, hold on, let me have a look because
baked beans like in the sauce.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I think the full English breakfast does baked beans.
Okay. Yeah,
which,
no, I get.
First of all, gross. Prefer breakfast. Oh, those are just great. So maybe he's just having an Australian moment where he called green beans. That's a green bean.
Yeah, see, we call them beans, but like it's a green bean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's funny for Thanksgiving? Sorry, I'm thinking of my favorite green bean dish. It's called green bean casserole. And oh my god, do you have? Okay, this is stupid. I'm sure you have Campbell's, like the soup brand.
Yeah.
So Campbell's, if you get green beans and you get Campbell's cream of mushroom, and there's like instructions for like you mix that with like lightly like I think it's boiled maybe. Hear me out. It sounds bad. You mix anyways, you like I love green bean casserole. You like mix it all together. There's like a real recipe for it. So there's like seasonings and stuff, but like cooked green beans cut up with like cream of mushroom, and then you do fried onions on top, like the crispy fried onions. You put it in the oven, and it's so good. It's like a staple Thanksgiving thing in America, at least in where I've been eating.
Wait, does it taste like mushroom?
Do you like mushrooms? I don't really know.
I don't know what mushroom tastes like though. Like I'll eat it if it's really small and I can't see it.
I can't. It's kind of like that.
Okay, maybe I'll try that.
I don't
Okay.
know if it tastes like mushroom. It probably does because it's cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah, good point. Maybe I'll
But
find like a similar texture soup or something. I don't know. I'm gonna find a recipe and I'm gonna try it for you guys. I'm gonna do it.
well, yeah. Did you get your spice mix, the pumpkin spice mix?
No, I forgot about. Okay, I was talking to Mum about it the other day too, because she was like, "Ew, I don't want pumpkin flavored anything." I said, "That's what I said," but
Oh my
it's not.
God. It's
Okay,
no, I literally made pumpkin snickerdoodles yesterday because it's like very autumnal.
what is a snickerdoodle?
Whoa, what? Really?
Yeah.
It's a sugar cookie that you roll in cinnamon sugar and bake. So that's the only difference between like a regular sugar cookie, like the literally like a plain sugar cookie, and a snickerdoodle is just rolled in cinnamon sugar and baked.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, they are good.
I think I'll be baking.
Okay, I know what we're doing the next off weekend we have. We are going through the types of cookies and assigning them each to a driver.
Yep. So yeah, I'm down for that.
Let me write that down. But yeah, that's off topic. I could talk about green bean casserole longer, and I won't. So, catch us for the next episode of Gears and Glory, and until next time, we'll catch you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.